Well, hello. I'm glad you're here, and I'm hoping you're getting outside a little bit today, even if it's just in your yard to run around a little bit, because it is beautiful out there today. You may have noticed that I am wearing a hat today. That is because, in addition to being a beautiful day, it's also supposed to be the start of the Major League Baseball season. It's supposed to be opening day. Now, of course, it's been canceled, and we don't know when baseball will come back, but I still want to celebrate it anyway. So, let's read some books here, shall we? I want to start today with a book about the strange blue creature. You ever seen anything like that before? Oh, he's over here. Wonder what kind of creature he'll be. And why are there all these crayons on the ground and all those drawings on the wall? I wonder if that's going to be important. The strange blue creature. Vroom. Swoosh. Crash. When the smoke cleared away, a strange blue creature appeared. The creature stomped his foot. "I'm hungry," he roared. Looking around, he spied a castle on top of a hill. I wonder what a strange blue creature eats. The blue creature peered through a window and saw a princess sharpening her crayons. "Red, yellow, green, orange, purple," said the princess, "all ready to be put back in their box." With a crash, the strange blue creature leapt through the window and gobbled up all the crayons. "How dare you eat my crayons?" cried the princess. "I try so hard to keep them neat and tidy in my crayon box, and now you come and eat them all up." But the strange blue creature just smiled, licked his lips, and jumped out the window. Down the road, he saw a schoolyard filled with children. The creature raced into their classrooms to look through the desks and gobbled up every crayon he could find, even the broken ones. He ate the dust from the crayon sharpener for dessert. "Something must be done about this horrible creature. He's eating all the crayons," moaned the princess. So she sent her soldiers after the creature immediately. The soldiers marched toward the creature, but the strange blue creature made such a scary face that they all ran away. I might run away from that face too. He then broke into all the stores in the kingdom, devouring all the crayons he could find. "That's enough!" exclaimed the princess. "I'll have to do something about this myself." She set off to confront the strange blue creature, who had just discovered the crayon factory. "You strange, blue, greedy creature," said the princess. "Don't you know what crayons are for?" Not waiting for a reply, the princess picked up her favorite colors. Since there was no paper around, she started to draw pictures on the crayon factory wall. If you ever meet a strange blue creature, you can draw crayons. You can draw crayon pictures on the wall, but I would not recommend that normally. You see, blue is the color of the sea. So, if you want to be at the seaside, you use the blue crayon. Orange is the color of fish swimming in the sea. Yellow is the color of the shining sun. And then there are green islands, and purple birds, and people, and boats, and... well, what else do you see in those pictures? The strange blue creature was very curious. He picked up a crayon. He drew a line and then a circle. He tried another color, and then another. He started to draw. He drew and drew and drew. And drew straight on into the night. Meanwhile, the princess and all the people that came in the kingdom slept peacefully. They knew their crayons were safe because the strange blue creature was still drawing. When everyone woke up and looked outside, they knew it was the end of the strange blue creature. And the beginning of the greatest artist the world would ever know. The end. So I read that a while ago, and just having reread it recently, it means something different to me now. There's a creature in here who didn't know what to do with something at first, so he used it wrong. But then when someone explained it to him and taught him how to use it, he did a great job with it. I wonder if there's a message in there somewhere. Something to think about. All right. The next story is another Jane Hissey story. I've been wanting to read another one of these for a while. This one is called Little Bear Lost. There's the little bear that we'll have to be looking for. Old Bear had been busy all morning. He'd packed an enormous picnic for all the toys. There were sandwiches, cakes, buns, pies, and jellies. "I think I've put in a bit too much food," he said to himself as he sat on the picnic basket lid to try to make it close. Suddenly, in a blur of fur and red trousers, Little Bear dashed past the basket and dived into a heap of books. "Do you think anyone will find me?" he asked from the middle of the heap. "I shouldn't think so," said Old Bear. "Who's looking for you?" But before Little Bear could answer, the door flew open, and into the room ran Bramwell Brown, Duck, and Rabbit. They didn't seem to be looking for Little Bear, and in a moment they were hiding too. Rabbit and Duck were behind the curtains, and Bramwell's feet could just be seen sticking out from under a cushion. "We're playing hide and seek," explained the cushion in a Bramwell Brown sort of voice. "Did anyone see us hide?" "Only me," said Old Bear. "But who's looking for you?" There was a bit of a silence, and then the cushion moved. Bramwell looked sadly up at Old Bear. "Oh dear," he said miserably. "We've done it again. We've forgotten to have a seeker in our game of hide-and-seek." The others crept out of their hiding places and sat down on Bramwell's cushion. "What a pity," said Duck. "It could have been a good game, too." "Old Bear," said Little Bear thoughtfully, "if we all hide again, could you look for us?" Old Bear said that was a good idea, and with paws over his eyes, he slowly counted to 10. 1, 2, 3, he began, as Rabbit jumped into a vase and tried to look like a bunch of flowers. 4, 5, 6, he continued, as Duck jumped into a shoebox. 7, 8, 9, he continued, as Duck jumped, giving Bramwell time to hide a last bit of paw. 10, he called, "I'm ready." And by then Little Bear had also disappeared. Do you see any of them hiding here? Old Bear looked all around the room to see whether any paws or ears were showing. It wasn't very tidy. First he found a sock that he'd lost weeks ago, and then he found at least 10 marbles that had rolled underneath things. He even found Cat, who wasn't really lost or hiding, and Cat helped him look for the others, but he couldn't find them. "It's no good," he sighed. "I can't find any of you. I can only find things I'm not looking for. Can we tidy up a bit and then start again?" Cat and the 10 marbles he found. And there were Bramwell and Rabbit. One by one, the other toys wriggled out of their secret hiding places. All of them, that is, except Little Bear. "Where's Little Bear?" asked Bramwell Brown, but nobody seemed to know. "Well, he can't be far away," said Old Bear. "Let's give him a shout." They all climbed up on a chair and called, "Little Bear," so loudly that they made themselves jump and almost fell off. Duck prodded all the cushions with his beak to see whether Little Bear was underneath, and Bramwell peered under the bed. "Little Bear." "He could be under here," he said. "Well, I'm not going to look," said Duck. "It's dark and dusty." "Oh, I'll go," said Rabbit. "It's just like a tunnel, and I love tunnels." He was just about to dive under the he was just about to dive under the bed when Bramwell grabbed him by the tail. "Wait a minute, Rabbit," he said. "I'll give you the end of this string, and then you won't get lost, because we'll all be on the other end." With the string tied around his middle, Rabbit bounded into the darkness. The others waited and watched. Suddenly, the string gave such a jerk that Duck fell on his beak. "He's here, he's here!" squeaked Rabbit. "I'm holding on to him. Can you pull us out?" All together, they pulled hard on the string, and out popped Rabbit, tail first, clutching not Little Bear, but a fluffy slipper. "Oh," said Duck, looking down at the slipper. "I don't think that's Little Bear." "Of course it's not," said Bramwell. "He never looked like that." "It felt like Little Bear," said Rabbit. "It's not your fault, Rabbit," said Old Bear kindly. "You were very brave to go in there on your own, and I'm sure Little Bear will turn up soon." "I bet he won't," said Duck, still gazing at the slipper. "He's probably wandered off and is miles away by now." "Rubbish," said Bramwell. "I expect he's just stuck in something. We must keep looking." "I think we should make a poster saying, 'This bear is lost,' with a picture of Little Bear on it," said Old Bear. Then all the toys will know who we're looking for. The animals all fetched the painting things, and Bramwell sat and painted a picture of a small bear in red trousers that did look quite a bit like Little Bear. There wasn't really enough room to write, "This bear is lost," so they just made him look a bit sad and hoped that everyone would know what it meant. It's not too bad, Bramwell. Just to make sure, Bramwell called all the other toys together and explained what had happened. They all wanted to help, and within minutes, everyone was searching. They rolled up rugs and climbed up curtains. They jumped into drawers and turned out toys. They peered behind plants and rummaged through rubbish. They felt as though they'd searched through the whole house, but still there was no sign of Little Bear. "Whew, I'm tired," said Bramwell. "And I'm hungry," said Duck. "Well," said Old Bear, "everyone has worked very hard, and I think we all deserve our picnic. When we've eaten, we'll start looking again." He led the way to the picnic basket that he'd packed in the morning and lifted the lid. "There," he said proudly. "What do you think of that?" The animals all peered inside, but what they saw was not what they had expected to see. There, lying tucked up under a tea cloth, fast asleep and looking very full, was Little Bear. "Well, well," gasped Bramwell Brown. We seem to have found a bear and lost a picnic," said Duck, staring at the crumbs that covered Little Bear. "It's a good thing I made too much," said Old Bear. "There's still plenty left for us." Bramwell Brown lifted Little Bear out of the basket and gave him a big hug. "Come on, everyone," he called. "Picnic time!" Carefully, they dragged the basket bumpity-bump down the stairs and out into the garden. "This looks like a good place for a picnic," said Old Bear, spreading the cloth out under a tree. They had a wonderful feast, finishing every crumb in the basket. Then they stretched out in the sun to rest. "I know," said Little Bear, suddenly leaping to his feet. "Let's have another game of hide-and-seek." But there was no reply. Leaning against the tree and full of food, all the other toys were fast asleep. The end. I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you next time.